everyone, it's Meg, and today I am going to be doing my first ever book haul. I don't buy a reasonably large amount of books very often, so unfortunately you're not going to be seeing that many book hauls on this channel because, number one, I'm very poor. Well, the one and only reason why I don't do them very often is because I don't exactly have a lot of money, so you can't exactly buy books in bulk. But last month I actually managed to somehow accumulate quite a few books. It's still a reasonably small book haul compared to other book hauls that you've probably seen. I want to share these with you anyway, and I am very excited to read them all, and I have already read some actually. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So I have 6 books to share with you today, and they're kind of all a mixture of fiction, non-fiction and poetry books. I have 2 poetry books to show you, and the first one is How to Be a Poet by Jo Bell and Jane Kemain, I think that's how you say it. I've discovered this book online. I think I was browsing and I saw it on Amazon and I was like, oh, that looks really interesting, so I added it to my wish list. And the other week my mum and I went to Waterstones at the Trafford Centre, and I discovered this book in the bookshelf of the poetry section, and I was very happy that I found it. Luckily my mum actually had a Waterstones card where you can get so many stamps on it and then you get like £10 off, so she very kindly gave that to me, so then I only paid the extra like £4 or something for this. So yes, I finally have it, and I'm very excited because it seems like a book that I really want and kind of need to read at the moment. I want to be a published poet. I'm in the very extremely early stages of trying to write a poetry collection, so obviously I want to kind of learn more about like the technical and also things like getting published and writing and like reading and analysing poetry and all that sort of thing, just to kind of help me expand my knowledge and improve my own writing. So this book is kind of like my all-in-one guide of what I need to know. But this book has everything from how to read poetry, and I think it has about poetic forms, about how to submit to magazines and journals, and why you should publish poetry and how to help you publish poetry. So I've got another book from Jo Bell. I've got the 52 Project, which I got for my birthday last year, and I have been loving that. So I'm very excited to have another one of her books and develop and absorb all of this knowledge, because this is very important. I'm hoping that I'm going to gain a lot from this book, and I'm very excited to read it. The second poetry book that I have is a collection, and that is Blue Horses by Mary Oliver. Now, I've always known about Mary Oliver for quite a while now. You see some of her poems over like Pinterest and Instagram and all those sort of places, and I've always known I've always known who she was, but for some reason I've never read any of her work. I thought it would be a good idea to buy one of her collections and just start reading some more of her work. And so far I'm about halfway through this and I am absolutely loving it. I got this again in Waterstones. Basically all of these books are from Waterstones, which is very rare because I usually buy them online, even though I would love to buy them from Waterstones, but they're a little bit more expensive. Oh, light! I apologise for the lighting change. Sun's decided to come out and I look really washed out. Yeah, I've never seen these editions before. There's about 3 of these sorts of books in the store, and I decided to get this one just because of reading on the back. I will definitely collect all of them at some point. But her writing is just so lovely, and like it's very nature-based, which I love. And the way that she talks about nature and kind of how it relates to other things in her life, it's just so lovely, and I can see why she has definitely a favourite among many people. So I'm looking forward to finishing this and picking more of her collections up in the future. The next book that I have is a non-fiction book, and that is Big Magic: Creative Living Beyond Fear by Elizabeth Gilbert. I suppose even if you are not a non-fiction reader, I'm sure you have heard of this book. It's kind of blew up the internet. and I've heard nothing but good things about it. I have heard some kind of mixed reviews on it as well, but the majority of people that have read this, that I've heard from, have absolutely loved it. So I don't know much about the book, it's just, all I know it's about creative living beyond fear, like it says on the title. That I've been really trying to read more non-fiction books this year, like more like self-development and like mental health non-fiction books, like that sort of thing. I've been really trying to read more, and like more business books, and trying to just trying to, you know, I'm kind of in the, for some reason at the moment I'm really into like gaining knowledge and learning about things, whether it's things about the world or how to improve myself and make myself the best version of me and all that sort of thing. I'm just really into learning and making myself the best version that I can be, and obviously I'd like to think that books like this will help me. I know this is a lot of, I've only literally just, I think I only started this like yesterday, so I'm literally like 8 pages in, I'm not very far, so I don't know if it's going to change my life. It has changed many people's lives. I don't think I've had a book that's quite changed my life, but nonetheless, I'm looking forward to reading this, and I'm sure I will tell you my thoughts once I have finished it. The final 3 books in this haul are all fiction books, and the first one is Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. This is a very popular book. It went around YouTube like wildfire. Everybody loved it. And when the film came out, I had to go and see the film, and I hadn't read the book yet. So I got the book and read the book in 48 hours, and then went and saw the film afterwards. And I love the book, and I also love the film, thankfully. I'm usually a little bit skeptical when it comes to book to film adaptations, just because they kind of, obviously they don't always follow exactly to the book, and I know generally the idea of a film is that it's more inspired than following quite the exact story. I don't know, but I like it when films and TV shows are accurate to the book, personally. But I do like what they did with the film, and it's, oh my god, it's so adorable. Can we just take a moment to appreciate it? I'm sure all of you know what this book is about. If you don't, it's basically about a boy named Simon who is gay, but he isn't out to his family or his friends or the world. And one day, and he emails this other boy in his school who is named Blue, and they don't know who each other are, but they connect to each other because they are both gay and they are not out to the world yet. And then one day somebody finds his emails and blackmails him and starts blackmailing him using these emails, and the story just kind of goes on from there. Yeah, it's just such a lovely story. I feel like a lot of people have been able to relate to this, and it's just a lovely, cute, contemporary read, but also with a deeper meaning and stuff, and deeper meaning as well. And I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I thoroughly enjoyed the film. And I was going to vlog like my 48 hours of reading this book and then going to the film, but I didn't. But I may do a separate video talking about my thoughts on this book and the film as well, so kind of like a chatty talk of my opinions and maybe like a review kind of video. So I may do that in the future, so if you would like me to do that, please give this video a thumbs up, and I may do it anyway, but if you want me to do it, then just let me know and I will. The next book that I have to show you is one that I am incredibly excited to read, and that is The Astonishing Colour of After by Emily X.R. Pan. Now, this is another one that it's come out very recently, within like the last month or two, I think. Might have come out in April, but I'm not quite sure. And it has been quite a popular book again, and just the synopsis just kind of drew me in, and the fact that it's apparently the writing is very beautiful and it's about mental health and all that sort of thing, so I definitely had to pick it up. This book follows the story of Lee after her mother has committed suicide, and she is convinced that her mother has turned into a bird. So Lee travels to Taiwan to try and find this bird, and she meets her grandparents for the first time. It's about grief and kind of coming to terms with what has happened with her mother, and I know it's meant to be very sad but an extremely beautiful book. And apparently it's magical realism, so there's some magical elements in it. So, and I've only read one magical realism book before, so I'm really looking forward to delving more into this genre. Obviously with this book, trigger warning for suicide, a very big one because that is the main topic of this book. But I love reading mental health books, and I am excited to have this one. I'm very excited to have this one and also expand my mental health book collection. And the final book that I have to share with you is the third book in a series, which is Anne of the Island by L.M. Montgomery. I absolutely love Anne of Green Gables. I grew up watching the TV adaptation with Megan Follows in it as a kid. I still watch it, I rewatch it every year, and I started reading the books the other year. I tend to read one a year, and I probably could read them a lot quicker, but for some reason I love reading these books in the springtime. There's just something about the connection between Avonlea and the spring and Anne, and just the whole story just seems to be even more amazing when you read it in the springtime. So generally at the moment I read one book a year because I just love reading it in springtime. I do, okay? I just do. I'm not going to really talk about what this book is about because, to be honest with you, I don't really know what this book in the series is about. Obviously I've watched the TV show, but it's an adaptation, so they kind of squeeze the majority of the books into about 3 seasons. So it's a bit different, but I absolutely love the story. I love Anne, I love Avonlea. I want to live on Prince Edward Island. I want to go to Prince Edward Island. I will do one day. And I just love how Avonlea is described, especially in the summer and the spring or just all of the seasons. It's just so beautiful. Like, who wouldn't want to live in Avonlea with like walkways of like cherry blossom trees and beautiful forests with hidden lakes and fields full of wildflowers. Just who wouldn't want to live there? I'm very excited to read this, and I'm going to be reading it straight after I finish the book that I'm currently reading, and I'm so excited to be continuing on with the series. I love Anne so much and all the characters, and yeah, words can't explain. I love this series so much, and hopefully I will continue to love it as I continue with the series. So that is it for my book haul today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching and seeing all the books that I have bought recently. Let me know in the comments below if you have read any of these books, or which one is your favourite, or which one you would like to read. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I will leave all of my social media links and my Goodreads in the description box down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!